She is the president of the Zone 4 and vice president at the Confederation of African Tennis and serves on different ITF committees. And she was a CEO for Team Kenya for the Paris Olympics. Natulianza where? As a former tennis player.
Yeah.
Put your mind into something,
it's important,
you will grow into it. And without further ado, I will introduce our guest this morning, Wanjiru Mbogo Karani. Karibu to the studio.
Thank you.
Is that a good intro?
That's amazing. I was wondering who you're talking about.
Imagine the screen get ChatGPT and ask them if they can even make it even better. But yes, welcome to SportyFM. What a way the year has started in terms of tennis, and how's it been for you? The year starting with tennis, and not just tennis, but our very own youthful Angela Kutonyi. How has it been for you?
It's been amazing. It's been fantastic. We've had the W35s.
Yes.
We are the first pro event held around the world.
Right.
And so it's always a good start.
Right.
And of course, Angela has come and just blown it away. So that's been very, very exciting. We have had lots of spectators coming in.
Right.
Okutoi really for the last week has been the name on everybody's lips.
Yeah.
And, yes, so this is very exciting.
Some of us who attended Pale Parklands, unfortunately we are football fans. So we came with our nose to Kambia. No, in tennis, you don't make that noise. Kelele to Kambia to listen down. So trust me, I'm still learning the ropes in terms of tennis. But you have a Queen Nikki here who really, really loves tennis.
But
you're in safe hands.
Off air we were talking,
Yes.
and we came to realize we kind of went to the same school. We're both Loreto girls.
All right.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
So mini Mombasa, yeni Msongari.
I like that. And
Yeah. So I think for me, my question would be, since your new appointment as the president of Tennis Kenya, what are your core values in terms of growing the sport even more? Because right now we can say tennis is at a good place, the interest is there. So what are your core, let's say, values going forward to make sure the interest even grows further?
So the first thing, and as president, I realized that in our previous season, we've been working very hard just to create structures, and that's how Angela Okutoi has come through these structures that come from grassroots to development to high performance to where she is today. But we focus so much on development that we have not really looked at our brand as Tennis Kenya.
Yeah.
So one of the things now we want to do is ensure we, grow our brand, make everybody know that, there's tennis, there's Tennis Kenya, and then start looking for partners because we need the resources.
Yeah.
Angela needs the resources.
Yeah.
All the players coming behind Angela need these resources to be able to get to where Angela is and beyond. So I think that will be my first task.
Okay.
all right, that would be your first task. And with everything, there's always a genesis. And the genesis starts from what drew you to tennis? From being a tennis player in the first instance, back in the day before you were a tennis player, what drew you to that? So much so right now, you're the top echelon of tennis in terms of Kenya.
My journey has been long, but I started as a 12-year-old.
Yes.
And my dad was playing this new game, and that was tennis. And every Saturday he would take us with him. And as he's playing this game, we would be picking up the balls for them, throwing to them, And when they took a break and they sat down, we would take the rackets, that's my siblings and I, and we would play with the rackets.
Right.
And then somehow the bug just bit. And my dad saw how interested we were, all of us. And then, so he got us a coach. So even him, as he's playing, we are being trained by a coach over at Public Service.
Right.
And then for me, from there, I just fell in love with the game. I fell in love with sports. I was always sporty, even in school. As Nicolette said, Musongari is all Loreto schools.
Right.
We are big on extracurricular. So we swim, we play tennis, we play hockey, and and all that. So I was always sporty. But now tennis, I just fell in love with. And from there, I never left. I even went to university. I studied communication. I came back. I told my dad, cheers. I've done, I've gotten the degree, but I want to work in sports. So I went and introduced myself to the then president of Tennis Kenya. And told him I had done a research paper on tennis. Nearly everything in my life was just tennis.
Wow.
And the research paper had some outcomes. And one of them was we needed to open a tennis secretariat, an office where people could come and communicate and, do all that. So when I took it to him and told him, this is what it says, my research paper says you should do, the guy told me, very good, you go do it. So I was just like, okay, so I'm this university student, and he told me to go and open the office, so I did. And that's how now I moved from player to administration.
Right.
Is there who was your player that you used to look up to when you were playing?
Those days,
Yes.
I had Andre Agassi. That was my favorite player of all time.
The GOAT.
Yes, exactly. And, he used to wear Nike and neon colors. And that's exactly the kind of player I was. I would wear a bandana, my cap backwards. I really loved Andre Agassi. So really, that was my inspiration. And, yeah.
All right. Now, you said you finished uni, went to the then president, presented your idea of how it should go forward, and he told you what to work on it. So now, some of the barriers that you experienced then, that you have addressed, and something like now a common mwananchi, someone who wants to start playing tennis, might not go through some of those barriers. What were they?
So of course that time tennis was more of rich people's sports.
Right.
Clubs were difficult to access. We just got lucky that my dad was a member at public service, which he was not a rich man, but he loved sports so much. So that's how he ended up there. But even access to clubs like Nairobi Club, like Muthaiga, like Karen was always very difficult, even for us. So now later on when I was in the office, I worked on what you call the School Tennis Initiative. And this was to introduce tennis to the grassroots schools.
Brilliant.
So that really was my first job in tennis. And I did my coaching course. So I'm also a coach. I did my coaching course. So I was able to even come up with a curriculum for Tennis Kenya. We did a level 1 tennis course that was targeted at school teachers, because I felt and believed that tennis should be open to everybody.
Yeah,
Correct.
Everybody needed a chance to play tennis. And even now, my presidency is on the vehicle of opportunities. All I want to do is create opportunities for everybody to play, for everybody to excel, for everybody to get a chance to be the best player, or the best leader, or the best official, or the best coach that they can be.
Right. Remember, we are in studio with Wanjiru Mbogwa Karani, president, right now. And like she said, a vehicle of opportunity. And the opportunity is here. 0733 222 105 is our WhatsApp number. Also, you can call us through 0748 999 111. You've always wanted to know how to get into tennis. You always want to know the ins and outs of being a tennis player in Kenya. This is your perfect opportunity going forward.
I think for me, I'll come from a point of facilities, because I think across sports, one of the problem we have in Kenya is facilities.
Yes.
So what approach do you feel like you need to take to improve facilities? Because if we want tennis to be more accessible, the facilities also need to be accessible for people to play. And they need to be good quality facilities. So what do you think you can help do to improve that?
You're 100% correct that facilities is everything.
Correct.
And of course, that has been a big barrier to tennis. But we are doing two things. First, we have opened up, we have an agreement with Nairobi Club, and we are able to pay them a certain amount of money to have courts throughout the year, and we open these courts out to anybody who needs to play. So some of these schools that I'm talking about where we are having tennis, and they are public schools, their players come to Nairobi Club on Saturday to play. So we are really grateful to Nairobi Club for opening that. So it is currently the home of tennis.
Okay.
However, we have a dream, and that dream is to have public tennis courts at Kasarani. We have moved a little way in that we have the land, which we have been given by Sports Kenya, and now it is the funding that has held us back for quite a while. But this is also one of the major things that we must deliver. We must have a public facility which is open to everybody and anybody to just be able to walk in, maybe pay a small fee of 100 shillings, and they shall be able to play.
And do you think the fact that now we're hosting ITF events, do you think that helps now in terms of you guys proposing for how important the funding is for the infrastructure to improve?
Yes, because now this grows our profile. People see, Kenya can hold international events because this is a whole international women's professional world ranking event. So this certainly helps us helps our case in being able to get our own tennis courts. Yeah.
All right, getting your own tennis courts. And I believe as president, that is one of the biggest hurdles in terms of expansion. Now, my question would be expansion to the greater Kenya, to other counties. How has that developed under your presidency, or how are you looking in towards that vision whereby you can go to Narok, you can go to Machakos, you can go to Eldoret, you can go to Mombasa, you can go to Kisumu, you can even go all the way up to Nanyuki, Samburu and have a tennis court. How is that vision under you being, and visualized?
So that is also another priority that I have. You're hitting them all on point. And that is extremely important, that we grow beyond Nairobi and Mombasa, which is currently where we are big. So the first thing we've done, by the way, my presidency is like 2 weeks old.
Yeah, it is, by the way. It is very
and here we are challenging you in terms of vision and thoughts, which is good.
Exactly,
yes.
Exactly. But the first thing we've done, even to get into this election, was to start by we have 15 new counties that we've established that we are now supporting. And so we are going to start with these 15 counties.
Right.
We are going to do what we are calling county activations. We are going to have coaching courses. We're going to have officiating courses. We're going to have player clinics in these 15 counties to start off with for 2026. Ensure that we have identified places where the players can play, identified which coaches, and start programs in them. We already have a few, like in Kakamega and Kisumu. Especially Kakamega has really grown, and Kitale also. We even have some national players who have come all the way from Kitale. So I believe that counties is a way to go to grow our base of the grassroots, to get more talented players.
And now, can I ask you on the side of equipment, because tennis equipment is also not the cheapest. What is the approach that you're going to use, especially for now the other counties, to ensure that these grassroots players are able to get good equipment? Because that's also another priority for playing.
Yes, so the 15 counties that we are speaking of, when we go to them for the county activation, as Tennis Kenya, we are saying we are going to give them balls and we are going to give them rackets to start off with.
Okay.
So there will be, the programs will be sorted in terms of equipment, but as the players get better, then now we will have to look for another plan, because then the rackets become more expensive. More somebody may want to use a Wilson because it gives them something else. Another one will want to use Yonex. So at that point, now we'll have to figure out how will we get this kind of top level equipment. We've already had talks with the NOC Kenya, and we've had talks with, we call them our diaspora friends of tennis. These are players who played long time, but after they played, tennis is one of those sports where you get US scholarships. So we have a big base of these diaspora former players. So we are already in talks with them, and they are going to collect rackets also to send back home.
That is brilliant. That is brilliant right there. Now, with any sporting franchise around the world, whether it's football, rugby, and even now we're talking about tennis, there's always the focus on the youth. Okay, and we're talking about the likes of the under 12, the under 14, under 16 going up. Not only the ones who can afford, so to speak, to have all the equipments ready, but also the ones who want to get in and they want to make a mark through tennis. How you've only said 2 weeks, and I am happy that we are here grilling you in just 2 weeks, because you winning unopposed means that even your ideas and ideologies, the other guys were like, So now here, let's go into it in terms of the youth structures going into tennis. What do you envision under your presidency in terms of youth development through tennis?
Yes, so youth development again is very key. So tennis is a game of life.
Correct.
It's a game for life. Sorry. So you start very early at like 4, 5, 6 years old, and you can play it until 100. But the peak is younger. So you find, especially girls, they start picking about 25. Boys maybe, not 25, about 20, and boys maybe around 25. That's why out there you see the Alcarazes, the Rogers, they all started very early. So youth development is extremely important. So what we have is what we are calling a pathway. And in this pathway, we have the grassroots development. And this is in 2 ways. One way is the private way, where you can afford. So you take your kids to a private coach, to a private academy, and they do the grassroots. It's called play and stay.
All right.
That's the first level. But on the Tennis Kenya side, for those who are not able to go through this route, we also have a plan for them. So we have a grassroots program that we call the Junior Tennis Initiative. This is where we go to schools, we pick talented players and put them in a program.
Right.
So the private goes one route, the JTI goes another route, but we connect as soon as the talented players are picked. Here we have a program we call the National Training Center.
Right.
And it picks all the top players, whether you can afford or not. We don't charge, and we start training them. And this is what feeds into our national teams.
That's what okay.
Yes, and you can imagine with tennis, because again, it's age group based. We have maybe like 12 teams that we have to send out a year to play the AJC 14, AJC 16, AJC 18, the zonal championships, the under 12 championships. So there are quite a number of these. So this program now feeds the players that will represent Kenya in all these events.
All right.
Interesting. And Kenya recently received a silver award.
Yeah, they did.
For transformative officiating project. What does this recognition now mean for you as for you guys, especially as a federation, as Tennis Kenya?
Yes, so this was very exciting. So all along, we've always worked on ensuring equity and equitability in between men and women. Tennis Kenya is one of those federations that had more women. We have more women than men. Where people are looking for women representative, we are looking for male representative, because it's really women led.
Yes.
And so this was a gender award that recognized an officiating program we have. So we go to the universities. And because, I should backtrack a bit. Tennis Kenya holds very many international events a year.
Yeah,
correct.
We hold almost 15 to 17 international and regional events. 15 international, and then a couple more regional.
Wow.
So we need a lot of officials to run these events. And so we have this project that goes to the university, identifies people who are interested in tennis, but instead of training them as tennis players, we train them as officials. These are umpires and referees. And so we had one specifically targeting women, because it was a very male-dominated area. You can imagine, like, the referees in football, how many women? They're not very many. So it's the same thing in tennis. So we targeted ladies to come into this program, and through that program we've produced so many ladies that now we are leading in Africa in terms of the lady officials that we have, and so that's why we received the award.
The silver award.
Yes.
The silver award, right there. We are still going on with our conversation with the president of Tennis Kenya, Wanjiru Mbogwa Karani. Our WhatsApp number is 0733 put in all your inquiries and questions that you want to ask her, and I'm sure she will address it right here. Also, you can call us through 0748 We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we are going to talk about the W35 and how it has been in terms of Upper Parklands, Manze. It was at some point, man, you're just going there, you're just seeing white. Guys dressed in white, and then it's so silent. Me up on a kelele yangu ya Manchester. So we're going to talk about that and see the impact of hosting it here in Kenya when we come back. Tennis Kenya, and you know what? I have to go through that CV again because if you're just tuning in, we have royalty in studio. That started from, there's this song by Drake, starting from the bottom, now we're here. She definitely started from there, and now we're here. Former tennis player, played for the national team. She served as a volunteer, secretary general, and now president. She's also the president of the Zone 4, vice president at the Confederation of African Tennis, and serves on different ITF committees. She was a CEO of Team Kenya for Paris Olympics. We're talking about the current president ameniambia vizuri it's 2 weeks in, but I'm still insisting properly. The current president, that is Wanjiru Mbogwa Karani. Karibu once more. And how many presidencies, secretary generalships, and all this can you hold in one go, Bana? I know I'm told. I know I'm told as a man that women multitask, but this.
Yeah, we do.
How many presidents?
It's a skill.
Secretary general, vice president, president, volunteer. Claps.
Thank you. It's interesting that I went backwards. Usually people come from president of your nation to president of the region to president of Africa. But mine started the other way around. So I'm finalizing with president of the nation.
You basically, the funny thing when I was going through it just seems like a road to success once you want to become the president of Kenya. Now politically. Unapanda, then unashuka pahali. Then after that, become the president. But again, welcome to studio. And if you're just tuning in, we've been going through all the hurdles and also all the things that it requires you not only to participate in tennis, but also be a leader in tennis. We have gone through the youth setup and the plans that she has for the youth in terms of joining into tennis. We've also talked about infrastructure, and I'm happy to inform that one day, this is where now, I think after the show at Anyambia Joe more of a promise, that one day in Narok, my hometown.
I knew Narok had to come up.
Yeah, my hometown. Narok, tutakuwa na tennis court.
Well, you'll never guess what.
Yes.
Narok is one of our counties already established.
So it's not one day, it's in the near future.
In the very, very near future.
But yes, and now moving now across to now in terms of Kenya hosting different tournaments. You told us in one calendar year you can host in excess of 18 tournaments. That's roughly what? 2 a month, or even sometimes 1 a month. And now we started off with the W35. We are in week 2. We have seen what week 1 has brought in terms of the singles and the doubles. From a hosting perspective, hosting the event, how has it been?
Kenya is a great host.
Right.
I think for all events, Kenya is just generally a great host. We have wonderful people who welcome people who come in. So Tennis Kenya has capitalized on this, and we are able to host so many events in a year. I'll give you an example. In January, we have these 2 weeks of W35.
Correct.
That's 16 countries and about 60 players. And then from Wednesday next week, we have what you call the ITF CAT Zonal Championships. And in this one, we have 12 countries coming from the region. So you have your Burundi, your Djibouti, your Seychelles, your Tanzania, there are 12 countries around the region who shall be here for another 14 days, playing 14 and under and 16 and under championships. And then immediately after we finish that one, that same Sunday, we start what you call the ITF 18 and under events. These are world ranking events for juniors.
Right.
So like this W35 is for women, and now we'll be doing the same for juniors. And then we have 3 weeks of those events.
Running concurrently.
Yes, so one after the other. Yes. So between now and mid-Feb, every week we have an international event.
Wow.
And then after that we take a short break, and then again in May we have another 3 weeks. We take a short break. In September we have, and then in November. So
but now my question
easy.
would be now the marketing around these events, especially for the casual onlooker.
Yes.
Because you see there are people who just enjoy sports, but how do they get the information that these are happening? Aside from the hardcore tennis fans, just the person who wants to come and watch. How do they get the information of all these international events happening? Because I think that's a bit of a problem in terms of the knowing when is this happening, how they can plan themselves around. Because like you said, we like to go to events.
Yes. True. So currently we push them out on our socials. We of course invite the media to come and cover the events, which they've done. They've really supported us for the last several years, and that's been fantastic. I don't know which other way we can. Maybe you guys are in the media. Tell me how else we can let people know.
This is one of them.
What
What you're doing right now.
Okay, there we go.
And also from a digital perspective, also. But in the last couple of weeks, I mean, the talk of the town has been Angela Okutoyi, and with her success at such a tender young age, from a Tennis Kenya, the conversation around her, and actually, I don't want to use the word molding, but the fact that you guys are squarely behind her. Talk about the investment that takes, not only from the financial side, from also the training perspective, in terms of everything that she needs from the federation. How does that entail? How does that entail? Because everyone else would say, Angela, brilliant, winner, Kenya, yes. But there's a federation behind her.
And that is true. And a lot has gone into what people are seeing today. Most people just look at now and they just imagine it just happened.
Yes.
But this has been since she was 6 years old and now she's 21. How many years are those?
Jesus.
Many.
Lord. You're talking about 15 years.
Yes, exactly. This journey has been one of 15 years.
Yes.
So she started at about 6 years of age. She joined one of our school tennis programs run by one of the coaches called Joe. And he just invited kids from, I know.
Narok is winning, Joe is winning.
Don't worry, Nicolette, I'll look for something for you. So we started that. So that's where we started it off. And then by the time she was 10,
yes,
she was doing so well. She was beating other people even in higher categories.
Right.
She was a really special one. But we did not have the facilities and the program to support this. But ITF had a program which they had in Burundi. So she moved to the Burundi Center, where all she now was doing was tennis. She was homeschooling and was doing tennis. 2 years in, tennis and Kenya got this center into Nairobi, and therefore the rest of her development period was based in Nairobi, but still living in a house with other players and homeschooling and just putting in 100% into tennis. But all along she's always hitting the goals and exceeding them, always playing older players and beating them. So at 14 years she was a Kenya Open champion, which was quite something. Then she got to 18. Of course, we did not have, again, the funding and the kind of resources to help her to go pro.
Yes.
Because she's really been, her background is that her parents could not, her grandma, she's actually an orphan, could not be able to afford any of these things. So Tennis Kenya actually was behind all that until she went to Australian Open. And once she went to Australian Open,
she blew up.
Then she blew up. And she went through her very hard work, through a lot of training, through a lot. And she did really well at the Australian Open. She did well at Roland Garros. But at Wimbledon is where everything now just blew up. And from there she was able to get very many offers for college tennis. At that point it was not possible for Tennis Kenya to we did not have the resources to invest into her going into pro. So we opted for the college route, which meant that she goes to college for 4 years, but they give her everything. They give her all the training, they give her, they work on her nutrition, they work on her physio, they really do like 360 degree on the athlete. And now we are very excited because we've realized this is a great pathway. So even in our pathway for Tennis Kenya, college tennis will certainly be a part of it, because when they grow there, they also grow mature. They are mature. So now Angie, before she needed to have a coach with her to play. But now you'll notice even here, she's without a coach because her coach is still in the US. But she'll be able to play. She'll be able to be down, be able to think, refocus herself, which is always very difficult. And this is one of the very special things about Angela. So she's about to finish school, and very soon now she'll be on the pro circuit. So in by January next year, look out for her at the Australian Open. I think she'll be able to get into the qualis.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Wow.
So, Angela is clearly a success story for Tennis Kenya.
Indeed.
So, there's a project, of course, to find a number 2 and a number 3. Now, aside from the grassroots and the school programs, do you guys have like a scouting program as well? Do you guys go, are you on the lookout always for new talent?
Yes, so we do that, and we do that all the time. With all the tournaments we hold, apart from the international ones I've mentioned, there's also national tournaments. So we have coaches who go around just checking on the players, and then we invite them to what we call the national training center. So this is for top players. They come there every Saturday for training, to discuss amongst the coaches, to discuss amongst themselves, what can we do about this player? That player needs to improve the serve. So we are getting all this done, and we have quite a number now on the pipeline.
Right.
We have, if you look at Billie Jean King Cup, you'll find the number 2 player who plays just below Angela is a 17-year-old. She's a 17-year-old who's on that pathway. Her name is Melissa. And then behind that now we have a couple of others. My most exciting one is the 6-7-year-olds that I'm seeing now. Those ones are going to be amazing. It's going to be a long journey. Tennis, you don't wait for 2-3 years. You're looking at a 10-year, 15-year, 20-year plan. Yeah.
Wow, just like you mentioned about Angela Kutoni, 15 years of the journey. So we are having guys who are listening to the show right now. There's a gentleman, there's a lady, there's a young girl, there's a young boy, and they're wondering, how can I get into tennis? And I am excited about it. I've heard it from the president of Tennis Kenya, but I want to formally say, you know what, I'm available to play and to represent Kenya one day, whether nationally or internationally. How do they go about it?
This is very simple. Just come and walk into Nairobi Club. We have a secretariat there. It is manned by an executive officer. We're one of those federations with an office.
Hey, shots fired, shots fired.
I know the minister, the CS, is always saying those briefcase federations. No, we're not briefcase federation. So walk in Nairobi Club, come to our secretariat, and you will be shown, you'll be given options of where you can go train. Nairobi Club is one of them, but sometimes we like to suggest you go to a place that's close to home. Because if you don't have to traverse the whole city, you'll be more consistent with your training. And we have programs all around the city. If you live in Ngong, there's one in Ngong, in Karen, in there's one at Windsor, there's one at in Eastlands. So we have very many, either private academies or our JTI initiative. You will find something for you.
Okay, you'll find something for you right there. Now, if you just turn to your left, we are actually currently watching the United Cup. It is live, and you're going to give up updates. That is Coco and Harrison, Team Canada versus Team USA. Versus Greece right there, Sakari and Sissipas. Now, what I wanted to ask from you, Wanjiro, is that do you think Kenya will get to a point whereby we can host an all-African competition whereby representatives from all African states can come and have such a United Cup, but now in Kenya? Is that a possibility?
So now I wear my cat hat, right?
Tafadhali.
So this is actually in the works.
Oh, brilliant.
And it was actually meant to happen this November, but we did not get enough sponsors, so we pushed it to 2026. But the idea, is a country versus country event where there'll be singles, doubles, and there'll be a mixed doubles. Mixed doubles is usually quite rare, but it is a lot of fun, especially like now you have
mixed doubles.
You have mixed
Sakari and Tsitsipas, and so it's always fun. So that's what we are hoping for 2026, that we'll be able to deliver such a competition. Who hosts it? Now, that's another whole story.
Altogether.
I would love for Kenya to host it. If AFCON doesn't take all the money, we shall be applying to the government to support.
I love the way you brought in football.
They take all our money.
other federations get forgotten. And you have an office, jamani.
That's why our briefcase bought out on a complaint. They take all our money. So, for me, my final question for you, it's more of from the funny banter side. Mm-hmm. What do you think about the battle of the sexes?
There's so much controversy around it, by the way.
And the fact that you started with the laugh, I can't wait.
I must say, so the initial battle of the sexes, which was Billie Jean versus, what was his name? Whatever his name was, I forget. That was real, that was raw, that was a challenge, that was, it was very real. And people really played for the stakes. Like Billie Jean played her heart out.
Yeah.
What is his name? Bobby Riggs, I think, who was so full of himself and, and she managed to beat him. Now, that for me was a real battle of the sexes. This other one was more like PR.
Yeah, juicy.
Yeah.
The court was not full for Nick and for Sabalenka. The court was not full. She has actually requested for a rematch now with a full court.
Oh, is it?
Yes, she's requested for a rematch.
Yeah, exactly. It was a bit skewed and it was, I don't know, it needs to be more real for me. If she's going for the challenge, let her really go for the challenge, But it was good PR. It was fun. It was Nick. Nick is always happy and fun and crazy. So it's good. It's good to sell tennis.
I think for me, my final question would be, if you could debunk, aside from the fact that everyone says that tennis is a rich sport, what other things need to be debunked in tennis so that we can continue the interest of the sport?
Tennis, let's see, what else would I debunk? Tennis favors girls. So I would put it out there that if you have a young girl out there, try tennis. It's a wonderful sport for them. They seem to love it. They seem to stick with it for long. And it's a great way to exercise. It's a great way to keep healthy. But that's it and done, because now we have so many women. I must also speak for the boys. Exactly. And Tennis Kenya, this is one of the things that we are working on now. We've been working so much on the girl aspect that now we want to bring up the boys. We want to make tennis be as exciting, and boys like exciting and challenging, and so we also want to make sure that tennis becomes that for them, so that they can also join tennis. And for real, tennis is no longer what you call a rich man sport. It's quite accessible. If you're struggling, please reach out to us. We are on all the socials, and just send us an inbox or just walk into Nairobi Club, and we shall show you that it's possible for you to play tennis. Watu wa mashinani, wa counties, we got you, don't worry. We shall be coming round to the counties, and so we ask everybody, just come and try it out, and who knows, maybe you'll love it.
I've just gotten a text from my friend John here. He's like, please ask the president, and she should not take this seriously. This noise being made by paddle people. John amesema usichukulie seriously, but amesema this noise being made by paddle people. How is it? How are you guys taking it in terms of socially, in terms of your conversations with tennis, with the tennis community, or from a social perspective?
First and foremost, you should never ask a tennis player about paddle. They'll tell you some other things. But anyway, let me try and be diplomatic. Well, it's a form of tennis, so we welcome anybody just joining paddle.
Right.
Because once you join paddle, it means you're also one step closer to tennis.
Right.
So we welcome it as a small, lesser cousin of ours.
Wow.
And we are happy that now people are joining racket sports and what have you. So, but when you compare between tennis and paddle as a spectator sport, as a playing sport, just I'll let him be the judge of which one is better.
I see the reservation of words. That's why she is the president. And thank you so much for coming through today. Thank you so much for, sitting down with us, debunking a lot of tennis stories, just like Queen Nikki has asked you about that. You know what? We'll want you to be back here again. Not now, after now, at now 2 weeks. Now we want you to come back.
After 2 weeks, like a tennis game. Go tournament.
Yeah, for the tournament going forward. And you know what? Thank you so much. We have been joined by the president of Tennis Kenya, Wanjiru Mbogwa Karani, and you have been exceptionally great. And welcome back again to Sporty FM. Sawa sawa.
Asante.
Thank you very much. When we come back, more sports.